play a quick game of say what you see. So, say what you see. What do I see? I see protesters of a millennial age group who don't own anything, um, who literally live off a laptop in rented accommodation with maybe two part-time jobs or no job, trying to trade crypto, trying to launch YouTube channels, Instagram, social media, and we have to feel quite bad for this generation, our age group and above, because they've been brought into a world of, well, this is what the world is for them, and they're the ones I see protesting largely on the street. Now, bring your mind to something here that we see these protesters, half of them wearing masks, half of them not. All the tapes of the mainstream media on them will be recorded, so their facial recognition is kicking into play here. But the point being is this: so you go to a protest and you don't wear a mask. There is no virus, but of course, according to the majority of mainstream media viewers, there is a virus. So after the protest, give it a week or two, because they say, oh no, people won't drop dead immediately. It takes 14 days. I'm watching millions of people congregate in close proximity with no masks. Some of them do, some of them don't. So we would surely expect, this is the key word here, a mass influx of viral deaths occurring within the 10 to 14 day period that we've been told by the government, the WHO, the mainstream media, everybody, governors, police, journalists, you name it, all those on board, all of those in debt, all of those debt slaves, as I mentioned in my previous video, all of those ones that can't be seen to drop a level because they're aspiring to something frankly demonic, are the ones perpetuating this entire scenario. So I don't want to go on because I've made quite a few videos tonight, but what would happen now when the people disperse after these protests and riots have calmed down, which I'm sure they will, and they go home and we get the reports, thousands and thousands of people dead in New York. Just take New York for an example, dead of COVID-19. Now, we already know that nobody's already dying of this. So if that were announced, wouldn't this be a really convenient way of videoing and gathering all those people, especially the ones at the front lines of the protests, and then claiming a couple of weeks or months down the line that indeed there was an outbreak because of this and that they had died, when actually, well, we can think we might know what would happen to them. Now, obviously, this is speculation, but this can only break one or the other way. It can only go that way, or it can only go to full revolution. The middle ground isn't going to be, what's the word? It's so difficult to come up with the right words for this because it's it's not new watching the violence on the streets of America. I've in my age group, I've seen 3 or 4 outbreaks like this, because of the similar situation, actually, not with as much poverty fueled lockdown stress, but we've had many situations that have erupted in violence off the back of a killing of an innocent man, especially a black man. So, you know, it's nothing new, but the added situation to this, of course, is the eyes on America and the perception that we all have. But of course, they've really shot themselves in the foot, because if in a week or two there isn't a mass outbreak all across America because of this, then everybody's going to know that, well, we know they're lying, but it's just going to reinforce that the public know they're lying, which surely is going to make them protest more. If people do start mysteriously dying, and it's claimed in the mainstream media, who we know are liars, that many thousands have died, then surely these people will be being removed like the elderly. So we seem to have elderly and, to my mind, millennial age group people seem to be the ones up next. They've done it costs a lot of money for the state in any Western nation, especially, to look after their elderly. So if you're trying to balance your sheet and you're a mercenary bastard and you don't give a shit about the people's parents, the elderly, because you're not of that nation. You've pledged your allegiance to a foreigner. You're a friend of. You're a political Zionist in effect. You don't serve your people or anything. You serve greed, debt, slavery, vice, porn, sex, paedophilia, drug smuggling, people trafficking. That's the kind of person that we've allowed to make these decisions for us. So we are going to this is going to erupt in a way we can't even predict in element, because there is no backing out or backing in. If the public back down after this, then that's it, surely. That's it. 1984 will continue forever. If they don't back down, what's the end result? Cheers.